Okay, hello, it's me and Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh. I think it's Winnie the Pooh here. Good to see you. We are going to do some simple interest. So here we go. Simple interest is simple. It is interest only calculated on the principal amount. That's the amount that you put into the bank account or the amount that you take out of the bank account. There's no other amount considered. So we're not stacking interest on interest. We're just getting interest on that principal amount, that first amount that we put in. So what you're going to need to know, you're going to need to know these things. You're going to need to know the primary principal amount. It's not an official term. You just use whichever one they use. You might need to work out the interest rate. You might need to work out time period, how much time is spent in the account. You might need to work out the interest amount. You might need to work out the final amount. And we're going to try and give you a formula that can do all of that. So what is the formula? The formula is I is equal to PRT. Now, you don't need to know this formula for Mathlet. It's not a requirement. You need to be able to calculate using essentially the formula, but if you just use logic, you would get to this point anyway. So what is it saying? I is the interest amount. So I is the thing I'm working out, usually how much interest I'm going to get. How do I get that? I get that by multiplying P and R and T. P is the primary amount, the amount that I put in the beginning. R is the interest rate, all right? So that is always a fraction. 6%, let's say that the bank says we'll give you 6%. That doesn't mean 6 times 6, that means times 6 out of 100. We are only going to get 6% of that money back. We're not going to get 6 times that amount. Do you see what I'm saying? So as a fraction, we get 6 out of 100. When you punch that into your calculator, I don't want you to put in 6. I want you to put in 6 divided by 100 because that's how much money you're actually going to get out, 6%. And then T is time. How much time is it there? Usually our interest rates are given in years. Maybe we don't put it in for a whole year and then we don't get the whole interest rate. Maybe we put it in for more than a year, a couple of years, and we get an interest rate for 6, 7, 8, 9 years. Who knows? So we've got to factor all that in. Primary amount times the rate of interest times the amount of time that we are using. So let's look at what this looks like in real life. You ask your dad for a loan to buy a new laptop. He says he'll give you 5 grand, but you have to pay it back in 18 months' time at 6% simple interest per year. How much will you have to pay him back? Well, I is equal to P times R times T. Let's look. I is the interest, all right? How much will I have to pay him back? I'll have to pay him back the original amount plus the interest. I'm just working out interest. I is equal to P. What's P? P is the primary amount, the principal amount. How much did he originally give me? He's giving me 5,000 according to this little story. So 5,000, I'll put that in. Times R, what is my interest rate? 6%, simple interest. So 6% is what I put in. Remember, if it's a percentage, it's 6 out of 100. I'm not getting 6 times the amount. I'm getting 6% of that amount in interest. And then time, I've got 18 months to pay it back at 6%. So if I have 18 months, how long is that? Remember, if it's 6% simple interest per annum, per year, then I need to work out how long 18 months is in years. So 18 divided by 12 tells me how many years I'm going to have. That's a simple conversion. And 18 divided by 12 is 1.5, and that makes sense. 18 months is 1.5 years. So when I punched it in on my calculator, there it is there, 5,000 times 6 divided by 100 times 1.5, and my calculator tells me that I is equal to 450. So that's my answer. No, it's not. Remember, I is interest. So I'm going to pay 450 interest, not in total. I've got to pay the final amount, which is going to be the original amount plus the interest that I've accrued in the meantime. So 5,000 plus 450 gives me 5,450. And that's it. If that is making sense to you, then you can go ahead and do any simple interest question, and I will get to the compound interest in a little while. See you in a bit.